there's a theme in the Gospel of John and in John's letters, and it is the theme of the contrast between the light and the darkness. The light and the darkness. It comes up over and over. Once your ear is trained to listen for it, you'll hear it constantly. And the first reading today is no different. He says, "Whoever is in the light yet hates his brother is still in darkness. Whoever loves his brother remains in the light." That kind of stuff, that kind of contrast between the light and the darkness, light and the darkness. And so, what is darkness, according to John in the first reading today? Hating your brother. What is light? Keeping the commandments. Now, so, who do you hate? I hope all of you can say nobody. But let me tell you, we have to be very careful about the emotions that get stirred up in us, even inside the church. Who's our enemy? Our enemy is not flesh and blood. If you hate your brother, you are in darkness. If you don't keep God's commandments, you are in darkness. And there is this great contrast between the light and the darkness. Whoever says he's in the light yet hates his brother is still in darkness. Our brothers and sisters, even when we don't like them, even when we disagree with them, even when we have great and substantial and real problems with them, they're not our enemy. The evil one. The evil one. The principalities and powers of this present darkness, St. Paul says in his letter to the Ephesians. So, the light of the world. Now, let your servant go in peace. Your word has been fulfilled. My own eyes have seen the salvation which you have prepared in the sight of every people, a light to reveal you to the nations. Jesus is the light of the world, right? And we walk in the light, not in darkness. And he has illuminated our hearts, and we pray for that light. We're surrounded by candles today, right? We're surrounded by candles, and the candles in the church are a symbol of the light of Christ. And Christmas lights, they're a symbol of the light of Christ. And we pray that the light of Christ would illuminate the darkness in us. St. Thomas Becket, for just a moment. St. Thomas Becket lived a near contemporary of St. Thomas Aquinas, 12th century, 1100s. I was talking to Joshua yesterday briefly. It seemed like every seminarian, their favorite movie was Becket. It's a kind of famous movie about the martyrdom of Thomas Becket. And Joshua said he likes that movie too, So I haven't seen it yet. I need to put it on my list. But he was a champion. He was a lawyer. He was a civil lawyer and a canon lawyer, and he was a champion of the rights of the church against the crown. He was martyred by the king's knights because the king got fed up with him constantly saying, "You can't do that. You don't have authority to do that. The church has its own autonomy." And so he paid for his standing up for the independence of the church against the state when the state was trying to encroach on the church. And so we need some Thomas Beckets today, right? We really do, okay? And so we pray that the church isn't oppressed by the state, and that the church has the freedom to exercise the gift of proclaiming the gospel, the light in the darkness. But don't forget, King, I think Henry II was not Becket's enemy. Who was Becket's enemy? The evil one. The evil one. So let there be no hatred in us except for sin.